and he was saying, everyone's shouting Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, but then when they actually pass by a black man in need, they just walk by me and ignore me. Do we only matter when we die? What value do you place on other humans? I want to share 2 conversations I had recently, one with a stranger off the street and another with a friend from Europe. Conversation number 1. Have you ever wondered why people who panhandle only ask you for your change or shake cups full of loose coins? It's almost as if we as a society have conditioned them to believe that they are only worth the rusted coins in your car cup holder or the crumpled up dollar bill in my pocket. I was walking the other night to buy a donut. I was walking on the street and this guy yells out to me for help. And I stop and he asks me for $37. He says that he needs to buy an ID, pants for a uniform. He's trying to get a job and get himself off the street. And the first thought that I had in mind, $37? That's a little steep. I thought that in my head. I didn't say that to him out loud. Actually, this gentleman, Maurice, he started off the conversation by saying, "Hey, little bro, are you at a good place in life?" I responded by saying yes, and then he started explaining to me his situation and his frustrations with society, his observations of what our community has done. He's seen so many Black Lives Matter protests coming through, and he was saying, everyone's shouting Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, but then when they actually pass by a black man in need, they just walk by me and ignore me. Do we only matter when we die? He was so frustrated, and he says, "You know what? I've given up. I'm thinking of taking it to the bridge tonight and ending it all." And I said to him, "No, don't do that." And he says, "Nah, I'm just trying to get back on my feet. I really need to get a job so I don't have to do this anymore." I asked him, "Do you have money saved up?" He says, "I don't. I can't. I need to eat. When people give me a few dollars, I can't save that money because I need to eat, so I've been spending all the money that people have been giving me." Now, what happened with that $37, I believe, is between God, Maurice, and me. But I look at you today and I pose this question to all of us. What value do we place on other humans? Conversation number 2. I was speaking with a friend from Europe who currently lives in Washington, D.C., and we were talking about the political and racial divide in the United States. We were talking about how it's so easy for us to get into arguments or even hate people who are different than we are or who think differently than we do. She mentioned how there's such a fascinating division, and it's almost as if people don't even listen to each other or even recognize the common humanity that we share. And I shared with her something fascinating that I've observed. When natural disasters happen, fires, floods, earthquakes, hurricanes, in the wake of those events, and even while they're happening, we hear these beautiful stories of these communities banding together, neighbors helping out neighbors, people helping others evacuate from their houses. And in those moments, there's not a question of, are you liberal or conservative? Are you black or white? Are you gay or straight? Do you believe in God or not? Do you speak English fluently or not? No, those differences go out the window, and we look to our neighbor, to our left and to our right, and we see the common humanity, and we see the shared struggle that we're all in together. Let's get through this together. Then we thought of this question. Why does it take a tragedy or a disaster for us to band together? Why does it always have to come to this? Or as the gentleman Maurice would say, why does it always have to take a black man to die for you to say Black Lives Matter? Why can't you just see me when I'm right in front of you? Are you familiar with the golden rule? Do to others as you would have them do to you. A little over a year ago, I was walking downtown, and out of fatigue, I sat down on this bench. There was a homeless man a few feet away, and he was eating food. Clearly it was food that was like leftovers from one of the fancier restaurants nearby. We say hi to each other, and then he does something that I will never forget. He looks over at me and pushes one of the trays of food toward me and asks, "Are you hungry?" He had no idea who I was, where I came from, what I was about. He just saw another human in his presence and thought, I was hungry and people gave me food. I wonder if this other human in my presence is hungry too. I think we fail at following the golden rule all the time because we fail to see ourselves in other people. We let our differences divide us, categorize us, and place us in these societal hierarchies. Why? If I'm truly to follow the golden rule, it's not just about doing, it's also about viewing others as I view myself. I must not only do to others what I would want to be done to me, but I must first view them as I view myself. To see their hunger, their pain, their sickness as my hunger, my pain, my sickness. So I leave you with the same question that Maurice had for me the other night. Are you at a good place in life?